Mistakes. We all make them, but we especially make them when learning a new language. Are you guilty of making these mistakes? Hey everyone, welcome back to Dynamic English. My name is Jesse, and today I'm going to show you some common mistakes that people make when learning English. The biggest mistake that I often see when people are learning English, or any foreign language for that matter, is not keeping a notebook or a journal. I know, this is not the most fun. However, when we write something down, our brain processes it in a more detailed way. So, for example, if you keep a journal and you learn new vocabulary, you can write down that vocabulary. Your brain will then store it easier in your memory. The next mistake that I often see is that people don't use spaced repetition. What do I mean by spaced repetition? That means the words that you write in your journal or your notebook. For instance, if you find some words on Monday, you need to go back and look at those words again on Wednesday. Maybe you learn some new phrases or new expressions on Tuesday. With spaced repetition, you should repeat those phrases on Thursday. The more repeating that you do, the more your brain is likely to remember. Spaced repetition. Take a look at this graphic. Here you'll see, on a Monday, we learned some new words. We revisited them on Wednesday, and then again on Friday. What we learned on Tuesday, we revisited on Thursday, and again on Saturday. Always use spaced repetition. The next mistake that a lot of people make when learning a new language is only studying at night when you're tired. This is not a good practice. I understand we all have busy lives, maybe with work or school or children. However, if you are able to wake up a little bit earlier and take your morning coffee, you are more likely to increase your English level because your brain is fresh in the morning. Now, I realize for a lot of you, it's difficult to wake up early. However, if you can have that morning cup of coffee and sit down for 15 or 20 minutes to study your English, your results will be much better than studying late at night. The next mistake that a lot of people make is staying in your comfort zone. What do I mean by your comfort zone? Well, that's the place that you feel most comfortable. Let's say, for instance, that you are a fan of horror movies. So you never watch science fiction or romantic comedies or dramas. You only watch horror movies. Well, that's not good. We need to expand and leave our comfort zone in order to increase our vocabulary and learn new expressions and terminology. When we're in our comfort zone, we feel safe and in control. We feel stable, but maybe a little bit bored. Then we move on to the fear zone. This is a really common zone with people learning English. In the fear zone, we find excuses or we lack self-confidence. Next, we move to the learning zone, where we begin to acquire new skills and deal with the challenges in front of us. And finally, we move to the growth zone, where we actually live out our dreams and we're able to set new goals. Another common mistake that people often make is not using spaced studying. So, much like spaced repetition, spaced studying means take a break. Let's say you study English for 30 minutes. My recommendation is for the next 30 minutes to do something different. When you return to your English studies, your brain is more likely to remember if you used spaced studying. However, trying to put all of the information in 1 hour and learn all of it, not a good idea. So, much like spaced repetition, spaced studying means it's okay to take a break in between. Speaking of taking a break, I just want to take a quick break to remind you that here at Dynamic English, we offer English courses with flexible schedules for both individual or group courses, and all with native English-speaking teachers. So if you're ready to take your English to the next level, Dynamic English. All right, the next big mistake that a lot of people make when learning English is that they let fear or embarrassment stand in the way. It's okay and somewhat natural to be fearful or embarrassed when trying to speak a new language. But I promise you, if you go to the United States or England or India for that matter, and you speak English, nobody is going to make fun of you because you don't speak perfect English. I promise. And if they do, well, they're a jerk. So while it's natural to be fearful or embarrassed when speaking a new language, you don't have to be. My recommendation is to try and find a speaking partner, someone at the same level as you, so that you can begin to practice without feeling embarrassed. Another common mistake that I often see is people not clearly setting goals. When we're learning a new language, it's very important to know your goals. For example, when I learned Spanish, I always had weekly goals. Maybe one week, my goals were 20 new verbs and 20 new vocabulary words. Maybe the next week is 20 expressions and 10 phrases. So if you're trying to improve your English, I encourage you to set weekly goals. You can write those goals in your notebook or your journal and hold yourself more accountable. When we're learning a new language, it's important to not only speak, but to listen, write, and read. So only relying on one method probably is not going to get you far. If you are interested in using only an app to learn English, be sure to check out Ted's video all about the best apps to use. Okay, that's all from me today. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep improving your English, why don't you stick around and watch a few more videos? And be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.